Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is always an honor to stand in the well of the House, and I'm honored to do so today. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to defend the Honorable Frederica Wilson. Mr. Speaker, I rise to defend her not because of her color. She is a person of African ancestry, but Mr. Speaker, I don't rise to defend her color. I believe that it's not the color of skin, but rather the character within that determines the worth of men and women. So I rise to defend her worth. I rise to defend who she is. I rise to defend her integrity, her honor, and her dignity. I rise to defend an honorable woman. Mr. Speaker, I do so because in this country we have allowed public discourse to be degraded to the extent that the President of the United States of America would call a member of Congress, an honorable woman, wacky. Mr. Speaker, this is not a wacky person. This is a person of honor and integrity and of intellect. Mr. Speaker, she's a former principal. She didn't just show up in Congress one day. She was a state representative and a state senator before coming to Congress. I rise to defend her. I rise to defend her because, Mr. Speaker, it has been said that she's an empty barrel. Mr. Speaker, it's hard to believe that one who has served the country as well and is capable and is able as the maker of that statement would do so. But it says something about the influence that this president is having on people of honor and integrity. It says something about the influence that he's having on society. This is not an empty barrel. She's a person of intellect. It has been said that she's all hat and no cattle. That's an insult. That is an insult because somehow someone is trying to send a signal that others will receive as a person who's an airhead. She's not an airhead. She's not a person who has all hat and no cattle. She has sponsored meaningful legislation. She's been in a fight to free many young women who have been taken captive. She's tenacious. She doesn't give out. She doesn't give up. She doesn't give in. She's a fighter. And I stand and I rise to defend her. And I do this, Mr. Speaker, because I believe that Carlyle is right. No lie can live forever. She has been lied on, Mr. Speaker. I do so because I believe that William Cullen Bryant is right. Truth crushed to earth shall rise again. There are people who have tried to bury the truth about this good woman in an earthly grave of lies. Mr. Speaker, I rise to defend her because I believe that if we allow one person to go undefended in a circumstance like this, every person is at risk of being treated in a similar fashion. We are in some very difficult times, and many of us don't realize it. We have a person who is at the top, who's setting the tone and tenor for the country, who is demeaning the dignity and respect that his office commands. Mr. Speaker, this has to stop. There are those who say wait until the next election. I am not one of them. I believe that the remedy for this kind of behavior and the impact that it's having on society is impeachment. I yield back the balance of my time.